Hello and welcome to the NextPowerUp review impressions of Rebel Galaxy. This is a game by Double Damage and you can probably guess that it has a few hints of Freelancer about it, which is not necessarily a bad thing at all. In fact, it was one of my favourite space arcade sims. This game is more of a space naval battle style Freelancer game as opposed to a full six-axis movement arcade style space shooter, in that it's all on a single plane. You can still go left and right and forward and back and all that stuff, but there is no pitch. But besides that, it is relatively similar to Freelancer in a lot of different ways, in the fact that you go to the bar and talk to a random guy who is larger than the bar itself by the looks of things, and you can hire mercenaries to help you out in games, or grab yourself a few missions, and of course there is a commodities market. We'll have a quick look at the equipments bay, just so you know that I'm not covering the video options menu because it's not actually in the game, although this game's video options menu is possibly the best video options menu in any game development ever. It even has a choice between keyboard and controller, and then switches the controller prompts from Xbox 360 to PS4 if you click a button, and it's just the best. Like, their options menu is fantastic. Unfortunately it's not in the game, but I can probably throw up a picture of the video options menu for you guys. But it is something that every single other developer should strive to work towards. So obviously in the old shipyard you can currently buy a fair few different ships. They all look like the same size, kind of, although obviously my ship's the smallest looking thing out there, and of course you can fit them out. So obviously you have ordnance, if you have a ship that has a slot for that sort of thing. You've got your broadside weapons, which is your primary sort of naval combat, as well as secondary random turrets and stuff like that, which is going to do sort of like your secondary damage. And you have turrets which will sort of, they have AI so they can fire by themselves, although the AI fires slower than if you were to fire it yourself. You can only control one thing at a time, and so you have to sort of quickly jump between them based on what you think your priorities are in terms of destroying. But you can set up AI on your turrets in order to make sure that they shoot the right things. And of course you've got defenses, hull shield, deflectors. Deflector is like if you've ever played World of Warcraft, it's like a bubble, temporary damage reduction. As you can see here, they have a damage capacity and how much they drain and how quickly they recharge. So if you're in the shit, basically, you can press spacebar, you'll pop up your deflector, and you won't die. Engines, warp drive, all this jazz, tractor beam so you can grab some stuff. This is your general tools, utilities and stuff like that. Obviously better engines make you go faster. Interestingly enough, the engines work in a rather peculiar way, in that you press Q and E to speed up and slow down. A and D are obviously the ones to move around. Let's see, you can't physically select missions, you just sort of have to point yourself at them. That's got a high risk, so I'm probably going to avoid that mission for now. Double jack strike, I'm not very good at combat, but I want to show you combat anyway. So as you can see, I didn't have a warp option, but now that I am away from a large object, I can now hold E, and it will warp me. Now W will allow you to boost while you're in normal sublight speed, and so you can, you know, move about your speed with those Q and E buttons, but then press the W button if you need a quick boost. Obviously that drains, and you don't want to get it straight to zero, otherwise it'll sort of take a while to recharge. And of course you can press S to brake very quickly too, which is kind of useful. Oh god, I do not want to go against these guys, not in the slightest. Yeah, that's a big ass ship. So as you can see, I can press W to try and avoid these guys because I really don't want to fight them. There we go, I'm far enough away. Obviously the game is super heavy on lights. Massively heavy on lights, in fact. It's worth mentioning that warp will automatically deactivate once you get close to an object. But if you sort of accidentally veer off course and you're on your way towards an object, it will just carry on. So you have to aim directly at it. You can basically use this turret as a bit of an iron sights reticule, basically, to get there. And try and avoid these giant asteroid fields, unless you're trying to mine. So there's an awful lot to do. It's very typical of a freelancer game. Freelancer game. I don't know why I called it that. It's hard not to call everything a freelancer game in this sort of style, but it's that genre. I suppose it's like a not quite a 4X space strategy game. Well, sort of third-person space 4X game. But it is very close to freelancer in a lot of different ways. Besides just the bartender and stuff, like you have factions. You got full up. It's just if you've played freelancer, playing this game will be remarkably easy because you just know how to play it. So as you can see, I've got this laser beam which is set to my 4 key. My turrets are set to my 3 key, and they snap onto targets, and I can just sort of manually destroy them, which is quite useful. Now my job is to defend this guy, so I'm going to go ahead and try and quickly get rid of this small gunship. Showcase my... It annoys me that they can pitch up and down, but I can't. There we go. That's one down. The laser beam doesn't actually do any damage to enemies. There we go. Broadside time. You can see it charges. If you do a charge shot, it's highly accurate, does more damage. There we go. But of course, these broadsides do have a limited range, so it's definitely well worth getting yourself in a decent position. As you can see, you have shields in the bottom left around the map. You can see my shields are currently getting pulverized by his turrets. There we go. So it's worth distributing the damage well if you're in combat against multiple ships. And then below the shields, you can obviously see a like white bars. Those are your hull. Now, getting an entirely destroyed hull isn't the end of the game. Once they've gotten down your hull, they then have to get down and destroy your systems. And once they've successfully destroyed some of your core systems, then you'll actually be dead. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. I love that beam weapons. When I was playing Starpoint Gemini 2, beam weapons would would absolutely cripple you. Oh, our tractor in that meat. Thank you very much. So yeah. Whoops. Now I believe this is a new outpost for me, so I can probably pick up some new missions potentially. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna dock first. So it's quite an easy game to pick up, to be honest. I'm just gonna pick up every... Oh, mission log full. Crap. Mission log. Risk high. Right, so that's my primary mission. I'm gonna try and avoid... Yeah, let's abandon that one. Low, low. Average, average. Yeah, we'll take... Let's get rid of one of these low. We'll get rid of that one because it gives us bugger all in terms of money. I've got 8,003 credits. Let's have a quick peek. But first, let's sell. Space slaves. Illegal. Fantastic. In hold. Okay, so I can sell that. Space slaves. Where do I sell those? Probably at a pirate base. Huh. I should probably get rid of those, perhaps. So let's have a look if we can find a decent secondary weapon for what we have. Flat cannon. Useless against capital ships. Great. Useless against capital ships. As much as I'd love flak, I have the swarm. Oh no, I don't have the swarm anymore. Tachyon cannon. Low range, lower damage. I really want to upgrade my broadsides at this point. Reload time. Yeah, screw it. Yes. Yes. I can't afford a secondary. Never mind, at least we get to play with some new weapons. Unfortunately, I'm still on the start ship because I've literally just started the game. And you have this menu. If you hold left control, you can scan everything in the area. So we want to... Let's have a look at our mission log. That's a high, that's average, very low. Oh, very low, but a decent. Set you as primary. So we'll head over here and destroy some people. So as you can see, you saw the broadside combat. Ah, it's actually pretty fast traveling projectiles. Yes, the charge speed is slow, but they travel pretty fast. As you can see, if I do that, it's pretty accurate. However, if I fire at will, they go all over the place. So that's fine for super close quarters combat. Not so much for distance travels. And I'm going to keep my laser because it means that once I get someone's shields down, I can absolutely obliterate their hull. The lasers do stupendous amounts of damage to hull. It's just that they do bugger all damage to shields, which is 90% of combat, I think, is just whittling down enemy shields and then getting annoyed when they regenerate and go out of range. Double trouble. Fire! I get the impression that once it goes yellow, there's a large amount of auto-aim involved in this game, which saddens me slightly, I must admit. Fair enough that you want people to focus on... want people to focus on the more... Where the hell? Why is that purple thing? Oh, there we go. Fair enough, you want people to focus on the more tactical side of combat, but... Oh! And? This is also quite cool. I'd quite like to become a pirate, so fuck 'em. Oh my lord, that is a capital ship. Oh my god, that was such a terrible idea. Yeah, we really need to get out of here. Maybe pissing them off was not the correct decision. Let's engage warp. There we go. And then we'll head over to our other mission that was a very low risk. And that was a really stupid thing to do. Now, as you can see, I'm flying around with my right side hull that has basically now disappeared, which is a bit of annoying. But that's just what happens when you want to become a pirate. Becoming a pirate is a lot easier in this game than it was in Freelancer, particularly if you're playing the campaign mode. It's less about bribing and more about obliterating people who you don't like. Apparently they're in range. So yeah, I think this auto-aim thing is a bit sad. I would have preferred something a little bit more... something a bit more personable, I think. So I actually felt like I was achieving something and not just relying on the game's mechanics to do everything for me. It's just a little bit disappointing, to be honest. I don't think I can defeat this ship. I'm going to boost towards it anyway. I don't think it's too much higher level than me. But I get the subtle impression that... Come on. Oh, he has more cannons than me. Come on, laser, fire. Fire while his shields are down. There we go. That's how we like it. Hey! I didn't expect to win. Let's pick up some more contraband, because why the hell not? It's not like we've not got enough already. Also, the soundtrack for this game is excellent. You get a very distinctive vibe of Firefly about this game, which is not a bad thing at all. It feels like someone said, let's make an unofficial Firefly with the essence of Freelancer about it. We can turn this light on because it's getting a little bit dark in here. Getting late, dark evenings now. As soon as the hour goes back, I'll be glad for it. But I'm going to pick up some decent lighting anyway for the weekend videos anyhow. Okay, so we've got a couple of miscreants. See, that's one thing that annoys me about this auto-aim. Yes, you need it because they go up and down and you can't, but it means that when you're deliberately aiming at something, it will often shoot at something else. Like, I'm very hard-pressed to find something about this game I don't like, but this automatic aim thing, that's one of them. Definitely one of them. Right, let's grab this cargo container and then head back to a station so I can repair my hull because I am crippled. Right, now can I remember? There we go. Manufacturing. Mining, militaristic, ooh. Tech boom. So I'm guessing by looking at those, that'll be what's cheaper over there. Let's head over there. Because I don't think I have visited it. Come on, warp, warp. I also don't like the fact that I have very little control over warp. Overall, I'm really enjoying the game to begin with. I like everything. I like the concept of everything, but the fact that I can't shoot what I'm aiming at, unless the game decrees it to be what it thinks I should be aiming at, and the fact that I can't control my speed at every point is a little bit annoying. I wouldn't say they're game breaking, and they're not something that would entirely stop me from playing the game, but they are a bit of a minor annoyance to me personally. There we go. This place looks interesting. There's a hell of a lot of trading ships about. I like the way they've dealt with the lack of pitch. Although, to be fair, I'm not entirely certain I like the way they've dealt with the way that the enemies can pitch and you can't. That's a bit annoying. High, low, average, accept. They did say in the PR documents they sent me not to immediately go straight for the main missions. Don't just cruise through to the main missions, and that's probably something I should tell you. But rather you should do a mission, do a couple of side missions, do a mission, do a couple of side missions. And that was the same way Freelancer was. It said you are not allowed to progress until you get to the next level. And so it forced you to do it. Whereas this game says, you know, do what the hell you like, but this mission's going to be hard, which I think is slightly better than Freelancer, kind of. And the fact that it's open is better than Freelancer, because what you'd find in Freelancer was that you would get yourself thrust into a new sector in the campaign, and then you'd never be able to go back to where you were because they all wanted to murder you or something to that effect. Whereas in this game, the galaxy is massive. There's factions all over the place and plenty of factions for you to muck about with. And the game says if you want to do the main mission, which you're severely unprepared for, go right ahead. But you're probably going to die. So I feel like some people might jump straight in and go, I don't want to do side missions. I want to do any of that optional nonsense. I want to go straight into the main missions. You kind of have to. Otherwise, you're going to die a hell of a lot. So overall, it's looking pretty good. Just a few niggles here and there. I'll probably finish off this mission and then wrap up the video after this. It's average, so I should be able to destroy them. But I'm a big fan of this broadside combat. I like it. I think once I've got a bigger ship and a few more weapons. Oh, I see. That's annoying. That's really irritating. I don't like that. In Freelancer, it would just automatically move around things. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, I must say. Let's have a look. Bam. You see, that's annoying. I hate the fact that enemies can do that and you can't. Big old pain in the ass. If it weren't for those two things, the way that they can and you can't, and for the randomly I'm going to pull you out of sublight because I know better than you nonsense, I would have nothing to complain about. Nothing at all. Which is pretty good going, I guess. Every game has its downsides. I don't think I've reviewed a perfect game yet. I mean, The Witcher 3 was good, but the combat still felt a little bit clunky to me. At least the auto-aim does sort of peak the reticule up when you need it. I guess that's pretty good. It could be a lot worse. I think they've worked well with what they've given you. Let's grab all this stuff. Okay. Right, so now that we've finished off that mission, I'm going to quickly... Criminal. Let's go there. So we're going to head to this criminal website. Criminal outpost. And see if we can sell some of our unscrupulous commodities. And maybe not get murdered on the way. Or when we get there. I have actually got to one of the main campaign missions objectives, and was immediately slaughtered by lots and lots and lots of enemies, which was a bit annoying. I did eventually manage to get in there by just docking as fast as I possibly could, but that was amusing to say the least. Yes. Oh wait. Oh come on. At least I can sell my waste. Screw it, I'm just going to sell this anyway. My hold only has 9 spaces out of 10. That's a bummer. So this game sort of treats things a little bit like Raven's Cry did. I can't help it. Must buy more weapons. Wait, what am I doing? Equipment bay. I should probably buy a deflector. A ramming deflector. Oh, I am never gonna. Rebound deflector. Ah, screw it. Why not? Anyway, I'm out of money, and I've showed you a bit of the quest and stuff like that. Overall, pretty good impressions. So obviously this is going to be put up the same time as Sub-Level 0 next week on Thursday, and of course I will be uploading a review summary for both of these titles, detailing all the goods and the bads that I found over the week. Also, check in on Saturday for our next week in gaming video. And of course, if you're looking for hardware related news and stuff like that, head over to our sister channel, Tech Power Up. So until Saturday, I will see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.